Hello, everyone. You're listening to The Right Side of Gaming. Lately, I've seen a lot of discussion about whether Magic Legends is pay to win, and it's become a bit of a hot topic question. Today, we'll be discussing monetization in Magic Legends and what it means to be pay to win, and whether that applies to Legends. First, they won't be selling content updates or playable missions. I think we can read that as no paid DLC. You can play from beginning to end game completely free to play if you so choose. That means there won't be any spells, gears, etc. locked behind paid DLC, and everyone will have access to the same endgame loot and quest rewards. They will be adding a battle pass system for more progression, and rewards will include currency packs, cosmetics, and unique spells and artifacts. That's all available to everyone. The paid track includes unique cosmetics, more bonus currency, and loadout options. There was no mention whatsoever of any paid-only spells or artifacts. You should be able to get all the non-cosmetic options as a free-to-play player. There's also going to be regular events in-game. There will be unique rewards for it, artifacts, spells, playable classes, etc. But all of that can be obtained as a free-to-play player. Those are free events. You can, however, purchase an event buyout and get all the rewards right away, but you'll still be able to obtain the rewards without spending real-life currency. As for the regular in-game store, they've stressed that items you can purchase won't give players a numerical advantage. They might give you alternative options or more loadouts, but again, no numerical advantage. You'll also be able to buy booster packs, which is honestly a big part of gaming these days and definitely a big part of paper Magic. And those booster packs can contain spells, spell shards, artifacts, or even other classes. There was no mention of anything being booster pack only, though. You'll also be able to purchase Planeswalker classes with their own progression trees, traits, powers, and even a unique costume, but their goal is not to have them be better than existing free-to-play classes, just different. You shouldn't have an advantage over free-to-play players just by playing one of the purchasable classes. It should be noted that even the cash store items can be obtained free-to-play. Some of it, like the artifact and spell in the current Planeswalker bundle, are timed exclusives. They're available for purchase now, but will be available in-game for free to everyone later on. There's also an in-game currency exchange where you can trade your own in-game currency, the Aether, for cash store currency. I've played a bit of Neverwinter, the Dungeons & Dragons MMO that they also make, which has the same kind of system, and honestly, even I managed to purchase some of their cash store currency, and I wasn't a particularly hardcore player, so I think it's fairly accessible to most people. Now, admittedly, we do kind of have to take their word for all this, that they're being honest when they talk about how things will work, or at least how they're currently planned to work. I realize we're not quite to beta yet, so things can be subject to change. I also realize it's hard to balance classes and abilities in pretty much every game ever, but balancing patches are just as common. I'm inclined to believe what they say until they give me a reason not to. And as the game hasn't been released yet, it's kind of hard to have a gotcha moment. So I'm just going to assume that everything they've told us is in fact true. So we need to define what pay to win means. I think pay to win requires that there be some type of mechanical or numerical advantage that you can only get by paying real life currency. For example, if the best helmet you could get in a game and equip brought your health total up to 5,000, but there was one you could get only by purchasing it with real life currency that gave you, say, 6,000 health instead, or 5,000 health along with additional regeneration or damage reduction, I would consider that pay to win. The devs have made it pretty clear that their intention is to avoid that kind of system. It sounds like everything is going to be available in-game for free. It gets a little fuzzier with the Planeswalker classes due to potential balance issues, and the fact that you're also going to have access to additional traits by having them. But even if they wind up being cash shop only, free-to-play players can still use the currency exchange to buy them. Everything else that we've talked about, how they're handling the battle pass, events, DLC, suggests that the game will not be pay to win. The argument I see most often that it will be pay to win is that you can buy things to make the leveling go faster. You can do the event buyouts or buy XP boosts, that type of thing. Even if you do think that faster progression constitutes pay to win, I don't think that necessarily makes this game pay to win. The nature of these games, your action RPGs, your MMOs, things like that, is that there will always be someone who is ahead of you in something and someone who is behind you in something. People are just naturally going to progress at different rates and will focus on different things. Some people will have more time than others, some people will play more efficiently than others, and when available, some people will buy more XP boosts than others. The fact that someone might be ahead of you in, say, level or spells owned doesn't mean that they're doing it unfairly or that they're paying to win. Conversely, just because you're ahead of someone doesn't mean that that person behind you isn't paying for whatever advantages they can to try and catch up. XP boost may speed things up, but it's usually not a drastic difference. Compare buying your typical XP boost to something like Star Wars Battlefront 2, the 2017 version, when it first came out. I think someone did the math and it would have taken about 4,500 hours. That's 4,500 hours to grind everything out free to play, or you could buy it all for about $2,000. In my opinion, those are both very high numbers. That's one of those examples where, yeah, you can get everything for free, but if you pay for fast progression, the difference is very dramatic. I think in that type of instance, you do have an argument that you can make that that is pay to win. I haven't seen anything to suggest that that type of drastic difference will be the case here. So yeah, I don't think Magic Legends is going to be a pay to win game. Feel free to agree or disagree in the comments below, as long as you do it respectfully. I've seen a lot of discussions about this get really heated really quickly, so I feel the need to put out that little caveat. But I would be interested to hear what other people think. As always, if you'd like to leave a comment, like, or subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. If not, that's okay too. I understand. Either way, I hope you have an awesome day, and I will catch you next time.